Alright, hey everyone, it's ImmortalPhoenix, and I'm here with new information for the new Terraria update. It's been a while, but it seems they've been working really hard on new stuff to give us. There's going to be a complete change of the gameplay with this update. So, before I get into it, I just want to let everyone know, if you don't want the new information to be spoiled, if you don't want to know what's going to happen in the new update, you should pause the video, get rid of it right now, because I'm going to basically spoil everything in the next update, or as much as I can. Because there's a lot of people like me who I just gotta know what's happening, so I'll be able to, once I get into the game, I'll be able to adapt properly, I'll be able to play properly, I won't just guess my way into everything. And honestly, if you were to try to figure out everything by yourself, it would be a really hard task. I mean, guys, look at this. Look, all this is new info. Anyways, the way I'm going to get into it first is the way that the developers explained it in their own blogs. So on July 1st, we got this little blog post here about Terraria. The biggest thing that they're changing is inventory management, which will help a lot. In Minecraft, as you guys know, you shift click an item and it goes from one area to another and makes things very quick. This Terraria took it a step up because it basically made it so that it recognizes what items you have in your inventory, and it allows you to loot everything. Whereas I don't believe, unless they've changed it in Minecraft, I don't believe you can actually loot everything in Minecraft. So for people who are having inventory problems, that's been changed. As you can see at the right, there's a nice picture here. They changed the background color so people understood this is for equipment. This is not like an inventory area. This social area is just for just how you want your character to look. So as you can tell, this character is purple because he's put these social items on, but he's getting the benefits and the bonuses of this jungle armor. So if you don't like how the jungle armor looks, you can wear a better looking armor. You just won't get the benefits of the better looking armor. So that's the first thing, inventory management. You'll be able to loot all, and you'll be able to quick loot. So let's say I'm going to a chest and I just got a bunch of cactuses. I don't want to have to drag everything. I can press one quick loot button. All my cactuses will go into the slot that my cactuses are already sitting on, the stack that is already in the treasure chest. So if I have a stack of cactus or whatever, again, like I'm saying, in the treasure chest, it'll just automatically fill that up. I won't have to click drag. Apparently also, you see these items up here? You could drop items by clicking in the middle of them. I'd never done that personally. I used to click an item and click away. But apparently that's not allowed. That's okay, because that wasn't a big issue for me anyways. So yeah, the other thing that's going to change with your inventory is there's going to be ammo slots. This is very important, because if you've got a gun, and a gun is a very good way to beat a boss. A lot of hard bosses get wrecked when you have a gun. If you have a gun, you need a lot of ammo. And ammo, if you're going to be fighting a boss, you're going to need like 3 or 4 slots. Those 3 or 4 slots might come in handy, or you might have loot that you want to take from the boss, and 3 or 4 slots is a lot in Terraria. So they said, you know what, we're going to make an ammo area. So I can't see it here, but there should be, maybe it's in another picture, an ammo area where you can put your bullets. So that's the first thing, the inventory, haul. That's one of the major developments. Now, going to the next post, I'm going to go based on their posts first. We'll go to this at the end, just each individual point. The next part is, as you can tell here, usually when I'm playing, I'll explain the problem first. Usually when I'm playing the game, sometimes I'll get a little overexcited and I'll accidentally click my bar. This item bar up above. If you do that now, and the item bar is in lock mode, you will no longer switch items, which is useful, because sometimes you're fighting a boss. The boss goes right here where your item is, and you want to click in that direction. You'll accidentally click, oh, your weapon is gone now. So now if your item bar is locked, you won't do that anymore. So that's a little bit helpful. Some people it's not an issue, for other people it's an issue. Also, as you can tell from this multiplayer area here, this saves your last known servers that you've been on. So if you really like going, you see here Happy Land, you can keep going back there. It's saved. You don't have to put in each and every time, this is the server, that's the server port. It does drive you kind of crazy. And, the developers want you to have a good multiplayer aspect in this game. To have a good multiplayer experience, you're going to need to be able to have these server lists. And I think, Minecraft would benefit from that, having a sort of server list where you're like, I'm always going to my friend's server. Here, it's saved right there. So that's very helpful. Item selling rates have been changed, kind of. So items sold to the NPCs, as you can read there, they can be purchased for the selling price. The lock button I was telling you about. There's 4 new ammo slots. I already mentioned that. The life text is above your life, which is very important. So you see here how it says 300 of 300 on health. That's useful because sometimes, even when I'm playing, I'm like, how much life do I have? Because I know my potion does 200 health. Am I at the 50 health mark? Am I at the 80 health mark? I want to be efficient with my potion usage. So with this, I don't have to guess. It'll say, I'm at exactly 127 health. So if that was ever an issue for you, you wanted to maximize the efficiency of your potions, that issue is solved. Now you know exactly how much life you have. If your potion does exactly 100 health and you're at 200, you can say, okay, now it's the time to use it. Whereas before, maybe you're at 220 and you wasted, that 20 health. Potions are going to be extremely useful now, and they're going to be harder to use. And they actually revamped the potion system, which is something we're going to get into. But I just want to go in the way that the developer wanted. Alright, so let's go to the mana part. Mana is now blue instead of purple at the right here, which I kind of like. I like blue a little bit more. Obviously, blue, the other developer, he's going to like that. So, this includes mana potions and combat text. Okay, that's small point. If you right click this is very important, an accessory or armor, you automatically equip it. That's very useful because, like, let's say I want to go through items quickly. I remember one time I accidentally got into hell, and I didn't have my obsidian skull on, and you need that if you're standing on a hellstone bar, right? Or I mean a hellstone ore. I couldn't get it on in time, and I died. And I had max, hearts. I had really good armor. It's just I wasn't quick enough, and I had people attacking me. Now I can just go, oh, inventory popped open, right-click obsidian skull, done. That's another really important, update that you're gonna want to look at. So now, don't drag and put it in your inventory anymore. Just right-click. You've got, you want to put your Hermes boots on. You want to put your cloud bottle on. Right-click on it. Boom. It's gonna go in. It'll be equipped. Again, in Minecraft, the holding shift thing, it's a quick way of selling items or, moving stuff to trash. Adding and removing backgrounds has been sped up, in addition, which is useful because, it was always a pain in, to put these background tiles up. So apparently it's easier, maybe it's bigger, I don't know. But putting these, background roof thingy, wall thingies were just horrible. So we got rid of that. They fixed that. We got rid of it. No, it's still there. It's just fixed. In addition, the game will automatically fix the one tile holes in the wall, blah blah blah, when placing them. Okay, so here's the multiplayer thing I told you about. It saves. Now, there's a bit of a difference in how much damage you take. As you can tell here, you can take between 28 to 15 damage. That's kind of useful because you don't get hit for a lot of damage quickly. And that's also beneficial because you won't, again, when I get to the potions part, potions will not be able to be used the way they were before. Healing is going to be harder. The game is going to be harder in 1.0.6. So I'm guessing they scaled down the damage a bit because there's a variance. They won't be able to hit you for 28 every time now. They'll hit you, like you can tell, for 14, 15, 22. You'll get a bit of less damage. Players also have the ability to do critical strikes for 100 extra damage, which is pretty cool. Criticals are always nice in every game, because think about a boss, let's say he's got a bit of health left, but you do a critical on him and he just dies. It's pretty awesome. It allows a bit of epicness into the game. Alright, so the base chance right now is 4%, but this number is going to be increased with gear. So the base chance to do a critical is 4%. So about 1 in 20 chance. About 20 hits you'll get a critical. There's a new status ailment which is poisoned to the buffs. A few have been added so far: on fire, cursed, and darkness. So you're gonna have to watch out for that. You'll have to probably take potions to get rid of these status ailments. This also applies to NPCs. Flaming arrows just became a lot useful because if you use a flaming arrow, that person or that mob will be on fire. The magic system has been completely revamped. Mana regeneration is what is it? We're being replaced with max mana increase on items. Also, the thing with mana that I read was that the more mana you have, the faster your mana regenerates. So, or it could be the slower it regenerates. All it said is that your mana regenerates at the rate of, or at how much total mana you have. So maybe the more you have, the quicker it'll regenerate. Maybe the less you'll have, the slow. It could be opposite. Maybe they want you, to use less mana the more mana stars you have. So that's a new change with the mana system. Alright, if your mana is near empty, it will regenerate slower than if it's at almost full. That encourages careful mana use. Okay, I want to get to the health potions, to be honest. Let's get to the health potions, because that's a big issue. Necro armor change. Alright. Maybe this, yeah, potion sickness. Okay, I think this is where this is the whole area. Alright, so here, this is the biggest change in 1.0.6 in my opinion. This is going to make the game a lot harder. So let's just read what they're saying. So you can get potion sickness now. As you can tell, it's about a minute. And it makes it so you can't consume any healing items, and that's if you take too many potions. So even he says right here, the biggest core changes that one of the biggest changes will be how potions are. A lot of players have mentioned to me that this game takes a huge turn in difficulty around the corruption phase. We found this mainly due to the fact that the player has quite a bit of life and can easily refill half of it every 15 seconds. This seems to make the game feel less about skill and more about gear, as you don't have to worry about taking it. And he's kind of right. If I make myself enough potions, I'm not scared to go anywhere, to be honest. So maybe this will make it so I am a bit more scared. I'm a bit more careful. So you're probably wondering how you're supposed to get life back now that you can only restore 5 hearts every minute. That's huge, because let's say I take 10 hearts of damage, I've got 20 hearts. I have to wait 2 minutes before I can get my full health back. And if that's a boss, I'm done. It's over. So life will now automatically regenerate depending on how long it's been since you've been hit. And this change doesn't really make the game feel any harder as much as it encourages the player to avoid damage. I disagree with that, because if you're fighting a boss, it's not just me, even Blue disagrees with that point. This will make the game a bit harder, because if you're fighting bosses or stronger characters, you're going to get hit more. So to say avoid taking damage, you can only avoid taking damage so much, really. So there's going to be potion sickness now. You're only going to be able to heal 5 hearts every minute, and then you're going to get potion sickness. It's just going to be a much harder game. You're not going to be able to. And then he mentions here why this is the case. You see this dungeon area here? You're probably wondering how you're supposed to get. Oh, well, I already mentioned that. A good example is that the dungeon is no longer something that you can run through. This is true, because I went through my first dungeon, and I did run through it. It was hard, but it wasn't that big of an issue, because I tried to go as fast as I could, and even when I got hits, I would heal, destroy as many people as I can. This is no longer something you can do. You can't run through it, because the more people hit you, the less you can heal, the more hits you take. Potions are no longer something you can rely on. So it completely changes how you attack the dungeon. He says you need to take your time and be careful. The thing I disagree with that, though, is with the dungeon, it's really hard to be careful. Even if I go slow, mobs still respawn. So if Red is telling me that, go slow through the dungeon, I can go slow. But going slow sometimes is bad, because all I get is, mobs spawning and spawning and spawning and spawning. And I'm just sitting there, I'm not making any progress. So you should go slow, but at a certain point, going slow doesn't help because you don't make any progress and mobs spawn. So maybe if you lowered the spawn rate, this would. I think that's an issue that may have to be fixed in the future. Anyways. So he says he still doesn't have timeline for when it's going to come out. Actually, since this is an old post, we know exactly it's going to come out tomorrow on the 9th. Everyone be ready, he just announced it on his Twitter. So that's the second art. And then the next thing is I want to mention something that Blue mentioned in his post. He put, the gameplay mechanic in Terraria is gearing to be more RPG-like. As Redigit stated in his blog, things like the healing system and magic system have been completely, overhauled. In our current build, you can't just spam heal yourself with potions to win battles. In fact, most bosses will be nearly impossible to win without gearing yourself up and planning. So he's right, because most bosses, you use potions very quickly, and you lose a lot of health. You'll take 15 hearts of damage within a minute, usually with most bosses. If that's the case, and you can only heal 5 hearts per minute, you will die in a couple minutes very quickly. Maybe even in the first minute you'll die. Because you can only get, let's say I take 15 hearts of damage in 1 minute. And I can only heal 5 of them back. I've got 10 hearts now. And I have to wait a minute now. So here, the clock is ticking down. Within that minute, if I lose my next 10 hearts, I'm done. There's no healing items. Oh, I'm curious. Goldfish are not... They're not potions. So maybe goldfish, maybe they'll be the healing item of choice with boss battles, because goldfish, there's no cooldown with them. They heal for, I think, 20. What if you have a huge stack of goldfish and you just swallow them like crazy until your buffer time runs out? They're like your safety or your ace up your sleeve, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Goldfish may be a joke. They may not be that useful, but hey, maybe if you can't use a healing potion anyways, maybe goldfish will save you. So keep that in mind. Anyway, so Blue continues. They are bosses after all and shouldn't be complete pushovers that you can just spam heal and spam attack. No longer can you just fight the Eater of Worlds death after death until he's defeated. Of course, there's also the chance we will end up not liking these changes and try to balance it, as until a patch comes out, nothing is set in stone. So even Blue has reservations about this new update, because Blue's seeing that maybe this will make the game a little too hard. Who knows? The thing is, Terraria, you don't lose your items. You only lose money when you fight, and before you fight a boss, you can always deposit your money in a piggy bank. I think they're trying to make it a little harder because, it's not Minecraft, guys. You're not losing any items. Maybe you have to just be more tactical. Maybe you have to use more strategy and tactics. But anyways, those were the major changes. Inventory, a few item changes like the jungle armor, the mana changes are there. So the mana system is different. The health and health potion system is completely different. And then we'll go over a few of the minor changes. One of the biggest new minor changes is that ash and mud doesn't fall. Thank you. If you've got a mushroom farms are very hard to build, and you can't make them the way you want them with mud falling. It's a bit of an issue. So I'm glad that mud no longer falls. Mud falling was a pain. You saw the colored inventory boxes. You heard about the loot all and quick stack chest functions. There's the trash can. Items you pick up, they're going to fall in the bottom right near the trash can instead of the top left. They used to be, they used to stack in the top left. There's the lock button I told you about. There's the inventory for ammo. There's the right click to, there's the health. I already did that. All of this, let's see. There's a grapple hotkey. What else is there? New hairstyles, yay. No, I suppose. New dungeon content, that seems important. There's the damage variants I told you guys about. This is really important. The status ailments, you can be poisoned, on fire, cursed, or darkness. This may be an issue because you may need potions to stop yourself from being poisoned or cursed if it affects you, because it says it affects both the player and the NPCs. So that may be a bit of a pain because I don't like carrying inventory just because I'm poisoned. So I'm hoping that being poisoned or cursed isn't that big of a buff. If it's a significant buff and I can't even play anymore, then you gotta carry, healing for that, which that may be an issue. I told you about the jungle armor, necro armor. Cacti no longer cause knockback. Thank God. Cacti have been knocking me back, and I've been just so annoyed with that. So now if I hit a cactus, I'll just be able to run through it. Because that knockback thing, sometimes I'm in a desert area, I can't get through it. I've got like Eaters of World coming at me, and it's horrible. So cactus not being able to knock me back, that's important. The Band of Star Power adds 20 maximum mana, okay, instead of doing regeneration. Thorny bushes will now be destroyed after you touch them. That's really important, and thorny bushes are these guys. You'll be able to see them. I hit these all the time, and they just don't go away. They just make these big walls, and I have to take out my weapon, I have to hit them, and I have to hit them again and again. It's just really annoying, right? So that's less of an issue now. If I hit it once, it's gone. It disappears. That's a very good update. Hardcore mode will now delete the character upon death. Holy jeez, wow. So I don't think anyone's gonna be playing hardcore mode anymore because hardcore mode was already hard. You lost all your items in Terraria. That was now your character just gets deleted. So potions are very, very few and far between. You can only take 5 hearts worth of potions per minute. On top of that, you get deleted. So I'm gonna call it right now: hardcore mode unplayable. I'm just gonna call it. Hardcore mode is just gonna be something fun people are gonna do on the side. It's not gonna be something serious. You can't seriously play if you're gonna be deleted upon death. New medium core mode, which sits between normal and hardcore mode. That doesn't really help because it doesn't say what the medium core mode is. Whatever. Okay. Flaming arrows cause the on fire status. Yeah, we discussed that. Cacti will no longer destroy blocks. Okay, that's fine. There's a bunch of furniture items which I like because furniture items look really nice. They really decorate homes. I think that's a nice touch. Then there's bug fixes. The Eater of Worlds will be listed as fleas instead of him dying. Because it's true, he wasn't defeated. You died and he's no longer there anymore. So I'm glad that they made that change. The Night Owl potion will gain its intended purpose, which I guess makes sense because when I used it, I didn't see any improvement. It's supposed to make you see better in the dark. I never see better in the dark when I take it. Rejuvenation potions will work with quick heal and quick mana functions. Dungeons will no longer spawn in the ocean, which is good because that never happened to me. But if that's happening, that's a bit of an issue. NPCs who are far from home will no longer flip out. I don't know what that means. Then there's these future changes here you guys can look up. Alright, so 1.0.6. The big things. Inventory management, big up. Big thumbs up from ImmortalPhoenix. I like this guy. So I'm speaking in the third person. Oh god. Oh jeez. Alright. I should edit that out, but I don't want to. I want this to be live, free flow, directly, from me to you guys. So a thumbs up on this. I like the inventory management. I like that the equip bar is a different color. I like that the mana is blue instead of purple now. It's not a big change, but hey, I like blue more than purple. Alright. Can't hate me for that. I'm sorry. I like that you can have ammo areas now. I like the trash can idea because you can throw stuff away really quickly, which is very useful because I hate not being able to get rid of items. That trash can is going to save me a lot. I always pick up cactus and other stuff. So thumbs up, inventory management, huge thumbs up. That's going to make people want to play this game a ton more because inventory management was horrible. It was horrible. Now it is. Look, he calls it a hellish nightmare. And it's his game. So it's a lot better. Terraria is going to benefit a lot. 1.0.6 is already looking up because of that. That's 1. 2, potion system. I've got to give it a thumbs down. I don't like the new potion system. I like the variance in damage from NPC bosses, which is here. I like that they don't hit you for max damage. I like a lot of the other changes, such as the locking, of the toolbar, so I don't automatically, I don't switch my weapon. I like the multiplayer thing here, but I mean, the potion system, I just don't like that. I don't like the weight on that, and I think that's going to make the game too hard in certain aspects. It's going to make it really difficult. And I mean, I think Blue, he kind of sees that, because they could always change and rebalance it if it doesn't work out. Even Blue's saying that. I like the fact that mud doesn't fall. And overall, I give this update a good. I mean, since there's a lot of hard work, I give it a 8 out of 10. That's B in my book. It's really good. I mean, I might have even gotten a 10 or 9 if the potion update wasn't in there. But I really think that not being able to take potions, it's going to be a big issue. What I might have wanted to do, what people could have done instead to stop the abuse of potions, is maybe make potions stack to 10 instead of 30. Or stack to 5. That way, you could keep potions on hand, but it would be really hard to switch between them, and it would take a lot of inventory space. So, there would be a little bit of give and take there. But yeah, so this is me, ImmortalPhoenix. I hope I haven't taken too much time. I know it's been a bit of a while, but I wanted to go through all of the updates. This is 1.0.6 for Terraria. I hope you really like this update, and I guess we're going to see how this works out, how the potion system works. So I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to be uploading a new video today, and stay tuned and subscribe, follow. I would really appreciate it if you could like up right now. And I'm always on Justin TV. If you guys don't see any new YouTube pages out, or YouTube videos out, go on Justin TV/ImmortalPhoenix, and it'll show you that I've been live streaming. I usually live stream more than I do YouTube. My YouTube uploads are actually they're just copies of my live stream. So if you really want to catch me quickly, go catch me on Justin TV, and we can talk live there. You can ask me questions. And yeah, so that was the Terraria update. I'll see you guys some other time.